how do you increase your ROI of ad spend if you're going to spend ads? So when it comes to ROI on ads, one of the things, it's going to sound kind of like a roundabout answer, but one of the best ways to increase your ROI is to not depend on ads to be the first way or the last way that people, really it could be the last, but can't be the first way that people meet you. And what I mean by that is that what really starts making ROI of ads work is if people have already heard of you 1, 2, 3, 4 times, or they've seen you on some other medium. So for example, this is what we might call omni-channel marketing or integrated marketing, where somebody, as you were saying, showed up on social media, right, organically. I saw you on Pinterest, or maybe if you have a YouTube channel, I saw you on YouTube as an interesting video, or somebody shared it to me, or somebody talked to you, or I saw you in the press, or I saw you in whatever, right? Or you were in an influencer campaign. I saw when you run an ad, right, now that's the second time they've heard of you, or maybe it's the third time or the fourth time, right? And so then they're way more likely to actually make that click, right, which is what you end up paying for. You pay for the click, right? But the more work the ad has to do to convince somebody to click, right, the more expensive it's going to be. So the best way to make it cheaper is to make it more likely that they already want to click. And the best way to do that is to build up, 1, a brand, and 2, just be more present than only on ads. If they've only met you on an ad, 1, they're not likely to click, and 2, they're even less likely to buy because they just met you, right? So then if you're calculating your overall, ROI, right, not only if you have a brand are you paying less per click, but you're also paying less per actual sale, because somebody who knows you already is more likely to click and more likely to buy, right? And so at that point, you've now pulled 2 levers, right, that exponentially at that point, now you got 2x cheaper, 2x cheaper, that's 4x cheaper, right? Not just, 2x, from one lever being pulled in this case, which was building a brand, right? Or building omni-channel presence. And by doing that, you're gonna have way, way higher ROI than you are by just getting a little better at running Facebook ads, right? Like, I know how to run a better targeted ad now. I can write better copy, right? It's like, well, yeah, it's gonna have a difference. That's gonna matter. I'm not against it, right? But the big outsized returns, the giant, huge progress and big ROIs is going to come from people already wanting to click and already wanting to buy because they already know you. They've already heard of you. They've heard good things about you. They've seen people they like talking about you, right? There's tons of ways to influence that. If you can do that, you're going to see way higher ROI from your ads. And I recommend that any day over just better and better ads.
Okay, great, Ronnie. That was a great answer for the ROI on ads. Very useful. So, question in terms of tools, to track ad spend, to manage funnels, to analyze the data and so on. What are the first one top of mind on your marketeer brain that you would recommend knowing about? A few of them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go through a few here. And before I do that, one of the things I want to point out really quickly is that no matter what tools you end up using, make sure that as much as possible you can track people who've clicked all the way from the point they've clicked to the point they've bought, and ideally, if you've got it set up, to when they've rebought, right? Because what happens often, I see no matter what tools you use, if you're making the most optimized ads in the world that have the cheapest clicks, but you're not tracking and aren't aware, okay, but are all these really cheap clicks, are they buying really cheap products, right? Versus you could spend a little more to get somebody who spends 3x, right, more, right? If you don't know that, you're never gonna actually know your true ROI, right? So no amount of tools, right, independently are gonna give you the information you need to know, is an ad working? You need to be able to tell from the moment they click to what they do on your website, to what they buy, to if they buy again, right? Because I'd rather spend two times more for a client who buys 3x, 4x times more over time than somebody who buys once and I never see again, right? So just keep that caveat there when we talk about any tool. It's not about any one tool. It's about making sure that whatever tools you use, you can understand it from the point of click all the way through the entire customer experience so you know what you're getting back out of it. Cool. From a pure tool perspective, some of my favorites, so for like landing pages, we're talking ClickFunnels, Unbounce, Instapage. Those are all pretty nice. There's one called, Funnelytics, which is pretty good as well. If we're talking about Facebook ads, I typically prefer just to use a Facebook ads manager. For tracking purposes, you can use things like Hootsuite, and there's other things like, I think even HubSpot has an integration, so you can track your ads. And again, the main thing there being that you can track somebody from Facebook to the landing page to a purchase to their entire customer experience, right? For Google ads, you've got Google ads. You can maybe use things like Acquisio, which allows for automation. I'm not a huge fan. It tends to spend a lot of money. Better for any of these, especially ad platforms. If you're going to get into ad platforms, either really spend the time to get to know the platform and become an expert in it, like a technical expert in it, or spend the money and hire somebody who is an expert to do that, right? And even me, like I'm a digital marketer and I would never tell you that you should hire me to run your Facebook ads, right? I understand Facebook ads. I can talk about Facebook ads, but there is a very deep technical nuance to running successful Facebook ads that actually are profitable long run, right? And it's going to be way cheaper, I promise, 3, 4, 5x cheaper to hire an expert that you may spend $1,000, $2,000 a month on management for than it is to ever run an ad campaign on your own when you have no idea what you're doing, because you're just going to spend a lot of money in a direction and you're not going to know what it's doing. You're not going to know how much people are buying. You're not going to know how cheap it is. You're not going to know if it's actually a good campaign. You're not going to know what you're doing, and you're just spending money kind of blindly, right? And it's always cheaper to hire an expert, and I recommend that every time. Hire somebody who is a distinct expert in whatever ad platform you're using, whether that's Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Ads, I don't care what it is. Find a distinct expert or become the expert yourself. Otherwise, you're literally just burning money.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you, Ronnie.